baby, I just be feeling like I must not know what's going on. I be really needing to understand some help, some clarity, because maybe I'm just too old. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? We are reviewing The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season number 11, episode number 7, Sisterhood of the Traveling Peach. I do like how the naming convention of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So when we open up the episode, we see Miss Portia, and she's going to her boo's restaurant. You know, Mama's always there working. She coming looking cute in her little one-piece jumpsuit. Is that what they call it? The noise you hear in the background is Kingston little self playing Fortnite, child. It'd be too much. Nonetheless, I swear I thought I saw a little pouch. And I was like a little pooch, a little whatever it's called. I was like, okay, maybe it was stretched out a little bit. Because she is a little on the smaller side. So maybe she would show a little quicker. Nonetheless, Mama was like, here is your shirt and your hat and your apron. You said you was coming to work. Let's get to work. They put her to work. She was really working. But see, here's the thing about Portia. What we know is Portia's going to do some work. She might be cute and want to sit around and not really do nothing. But if you put her to the test, she going to always come through. I do like Portia, if y'all didn't know that already. But Mama sits her down like always and gets to grilling her. Like, I want to know more about this prenup situation. First off, Mama, I know your baby got some money, but Portia got some coins of her own. She got a couple bags she's secured herself. So she needs a prenup too. I don't think you're going to have to worry much about what she going to do and if she going to sign it or not. Don't count your son's money. Listen, they do what they want with their money. The prenup or not, it's just what it is. Then we see Miss Cynthia, and she gives Nene a phone call and let her know that her Mike won't be able to make the couples trip, okay? It's not going to happen. No, he can't make it. I'm sorry. Then we see Shamari, and so when we get to Shamari's looking for her clothes for the couples trip. Got her stylist Julian there, and I just really want her to fire him because he doesn't do her well. He lets her choose clothes for herself. And some of the stuff, you know, he was picking out and she was saying she liked because she was tired of the ladies coming for her with her attire. I was like, they're going to keep coming for you. That stuff, them pants, how you going to wear those pants? I mean, you could wear the big floppy hat, but what you going to wear the big floppy hat with? Like, everything has to go together. Even jeans and a t-shirt with some boots. You can make it look good or you can make it not. I'm just saying... And I'm not just talking about name brand shit. Name brand shit don't make it look good just because it got a name on it. If you don't wear it right, if you don't put it together well, it ain't going to be right. Anyway, what do I know, honey? I'm still getting styling boxes. Ronnie came in, though, and brought up Portia. Like, okay, well, what's going on with you and Portia? Things seem a little shady, and you need to address it. Now, you do talk to your spouse about how you feel about things, and I think that it was a good idea that he said if you feel some kind of way and y'all went to school together and you really are, you know, you really should be folks, then yes, you should talk to her. But he also should have said, make sure you do it at the appropriate time, because they always fuck around and be just talking shit whenever, whatever, saying whatever in the wrong time around people when shit get escalated. Nevertheless, we then see Candy, who is also packing for her trip. And we find that Todd won't be there because it's right around his birthday. And every year for his birthday, he go have a man's trip, honey. He goes and does his thing, gets free, goes with the homies, chills, does whatever they do, and Candy is fine with it. But I was busy looking at Miss Riley saying, yes, Miss Riley, all that working out you've been doing and eating right you've been doing has been paying off. We can see how beautiful you really are because your skin is glowing, your body is tight together. We ain't looking at Candy like, how do you look nice and your daughter don't? Riley, girl, I see you. You cute, girl. You cute. I know the boys is knocking down the door now, but make wise decisions. Okay, that's from Auntie TT. Make wise decisions, okay? Well, then we see Nene, and Nene is talking to Greg about what they should be doing on the couples trip. Like what kind of games, and she says pillow talk. He's like, no, because they give us that flashback of that shit with Candy. Candy was about to whoop somebody's ass. She don't give a fuck. Candy want to fight. But you know, I ain't never really seen her bust a grape. Her mouth be just going. Just make it seem like she finna do something. Let me see her bust a grape one time. One time, let me see. Nonetheless, she also talks about truth or dare, and Greg was right. What we gonna say? What truth? Tell me what you had for breakfast. Because the fact of the matter is, truth or dare could be very messy. But then, boop, the phone rings, and it's Miss Portia saying what? Dennis can't come either. So now, all of a sudden, the couple's trip seems to me like it's gonna be a girls' trip. Like the fellas ain't going. Only people left would be Ronnie and Greg, and I'm glad that they made the decision, or rather Nene was wise enough to pose it to Greg to say, maybe we should be postponing this trip, babe. What do you think? Like, make it his idea. I love the way she handles him with care, because that you want to make the idea his. He don't want to be he does not want to be around a bunch of women. But sometimes they do. I know my Greg was fine hanging around me and all my club sisters. Like, that would irritate the shit out of me. But he would be there. It'd be 13 girls and my husband. He was the brother. He was the bodyguard. But he was always there. Like, can I get some space? Let me breathe, please. Well, okay. So now the trip is about to start. And Candy has graciously decided to host as the meetup in her guest house. Okay, her guest house is bigger than most people's regular houses, has fruits and stuff available, and I guess that's the nanny. She say, how you like my setup? I was like, girl, them is just fruit bowls. Why is Candy saying, oh, it look nice, I like it? She should have said, girl, them is just fruit bowls that you bought from the local Kroger. Winco? What store y'all got in Georgia? What is it? Well, that's what she did. And it was kind of her to do it, to be able to have something for them to snack on and something for them to drink while they waited for all the ladies to arrive. Portia's the first one to arrive. Dennis is all like, stay away from the mess, no stress, gives kisses, because of course we know that she's got something baking in her oven. But I thought that her little time with Ace was super cute, because the truth of the matter is, children know when you are pregnant and you have a baby in your stomach. They say, though, when a boy likes you, you're pregnant with a girl, and when a girl likes you, you're pregnant with the boy, and if the boy ran from her, it would have been a boy, etc., etc., etc. Do you guys believe that? Let me know. I kind of do, because I had 2 boys, and anytime I was around little girls, they absolutely adored me, and I should have took that as my warning sign that I was going to have boys. I should have took it. And of course, I had a round basketball belly. Both times. Huge round basketball belly. And then Shamari arrives. And she makes mention of something about the ladies. And she really wished that Ronnie was going because, you know, she doesn't really know them. And I thought to myself, you need to get a little more confidence in who you are. Like, stand firm in who you believe you are. If you think that you are a fashionista, then you need to stand confident, bold, and be brilliant in that space. Otherwise, you just seem insecure and like you're trying to fit in. But now you got Tanya, Shamari, Cynthia, and Portia there. And they ready to start drinking. And Portia was quick on her feet. Y'all remember she said she had to not drink. She had to figure out how to tell these ladies she wasn't going to be drinking all weekend. And so she came up with like, I've been doing an alcohol cleanse. It's been 2 weeks and I want to stay with it. And Tanya's like, well, we could have a drink tonight. And then in the morning we get up and go work out. And she was like, child, I don't work out on vacation. That was real quick thinking on your feet, Portia, especially since you don't want to share with these messy ladies as of yet. Miss Eva arrives, and we find out that she's just getting back from her trip to Miami because she had her bachelorette party, but we didn't see that on camera. Seems like they were filming all of it around at the same time. Maybe she just wanted that private. These are the thoughts that I have written down. I promise to God. And you'll see why I say that as we move forward. Lastly, Nene arrives and she has a warm welcome. But really the warm welcome is for Greg. And then Greg, as always, tries to give some metaphor. Drop a little nuggets on the ladies. Like, make sure when you come back, you've learned something new. You know, and Portia, well, we should find something out new because most of these ladies got 2 faces. He said learn something from each face. Like, I do like he is like the voice of reason, that he is very positive and just really wants people to get along and get to know each other and bond and not have a lot of chaos and havoc, which normally happens on girls' trips because, of course, this is now a girls' trip, no longer a couples trip because all the fellas have fallen off. I was hoping it was going to be a couples trip, but it was maybe set up that way so that they would fall off, because this is early on in the season. And you know, it's later in the season when we see the big trip, when they go like out of the country. So maybe that's when all that's going to occur. You guys let me know. I'm really hoping that we get another trip and that it is a couples trip. Like this was just like a warm up. So they had a long car ride, bus ride, van ride, what are those things called, ride to Destin, Florida, where the trip is going to be hosted. And so what we know for a fact is they always have issues with sleeping arrangements. And so Nene has a system in place. She tells everybody to pick a number out the jar, and then more will be given to you later on when you get to the house or wherever they're staying. We don't know it's a house yet. But in the process, on the car ride, it's a long, rainy car ride. 5 hours, gonna be 8 hours, gonna be 10 hours, whatever. But it was gonna be a long ride for all those ladies to be just sitting around, just talking and putting on makeup. So they decided to play Truth or Dare. And so I wrote down the questions and what I thought about each lady in their response. So the first one was Shamari, and she had a dare, and it was either the lady to the left or the right of you. They dared the lady to suck your two fingers. Marla was like, no. See now, so if it's my dare, Shamari, right? If I'm Talisa and I pick the thing out, shouldn't I be the one that's doing the dare? I shouldn't be making someone else do the dare, right? Shamari was supposed to suck the fingers of Eva or Marlo. At least that's how we played it when I was growing up. How did you guys play Truth or Dare? If I picked up the thing, if it was my turn, I chose Truth or Dare, and either I had to say a truth or I had to do a dare. The way that Shamari just did it, her dare was for someone else to let somebody suck her fingers. It should have been she had to suck somebody else's fingers. But I say all that to say, Eva was quite eager to suck her 2 fingers. And though she pretended to not enjoy it, as did Shamari, Shamari did make mention, oh, my vajayjay got to thumping or whatever. And then in the confessionals, they both wanted to pretend like they hadn't enjoyed it or it wasn't a moment of it wasn't pleasurable. I think Eva was too eager, and Shamari's response was appropriate for someone who probably did enjoy it. If you guys disagree with me on that, let me know down below in the comments, because I really feel like it was a facade. Like, I wouldn't suck your fingers. I'd be like, well, what's her other option? Y'all can pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about if you want to. The second one, it was Eva. So now Eva did the sucking of the finger. So now it was her Truth or Dare. And her dare was to call her boo and talk dirty to him on the phone in front of everybody. Her talking dirty on the phone was horrible. She didn't know how to do it. She was stumbling around her words. And I think that maybe she was probably a little shy or a little embarrassed. It does take some acting skills, and we've seen her acting skills, like they're not that great. So maybe that's why she had a hard time doing it. And I'm with the ladies. Boo! You were supposed to say something. She could have came with something better than what she was doing. Like, she went around the mulberry bush. I mean, I used to do phone sex. If you guys know me and you've been rocking with me for a while, you know that I used to do phone sex. And you have to be creative. You know, in phone sex, you don't really be explicit. Like, you don't say like penis and suck dick unless they really want you to. You really say shit like, oh babe, I've been gone so long, I can't wait till I see you again so I can put your big stick in my mouth and just swallow you. Or she wanted to talk about smothering him. She could have easily been like, let me just climb on your face and then you suck all my juices outside of me. Make me scream at the top of my lungs. Like, I can't wait to feel your tongue deep inside me. Anything other than what she did, okay? So she gets a 0 on that. Then it was Candy's turn, and she also picked Dare, and hers was to FaceTime Todd and show her boobs. So she was like, I'm not, and she had just got her boobs done, evidently. She was like, I'm not showing no nip. I'm not showing no nip. Y'all know they wouldn't have showed us no nip. But Nene was like, well, Candy, you have the option to do phone sex. Because everybody was like, I want to hear Candy do phone sex. I want to hear Candy do phone sex. Candy had no problem from saying, she was like, hey, babe, regular at first. Hey, babe. And then was like, I can't wait till I get home and see you. You know how much I enjoy you eating it from the back. Bitch, I was like, yes, Candy. That old nasty shit. Eat my pussy from the back. Nigga. Okay, that might have been too explicit for y'all, but we grown, right? I sure hope so. The next one was Portia, and Portia chose Truth. I mean, that would be appropriate for her to choose Truth because she's pregnant. And so Truth requires you to be a little more transparent. And her question was asked to her by Nene. And Nene, y'all know, was messy as fuck. Nene was like, so Portia, Truth, do you know if anyone on this bus has dated Dennis before or knows someone who dated Dennis before? First off, Nene, you know damn well she know that somebody on here knows somebody who slept with Dennis. But the thing is, you wanted it all out in the open. You wanted to hear all the tea. And guess what? Candy couldn't wait to hear it because Portia was like, yeah, well, Candy said she knows somebody who used to date him. So that was an easy answer. And so then, of course, I don't know, was it Nene? It wasn't Nene. Was it Nene? And whoever it was made Candy say, well, you know, it was recent, in the recent months. And then shit got all tongue twisted, tied around. Okay? All kinds of truths came out. That's what Truth and Dare is supposed to do. First and foremost, we found out, of course, your exclusivity, Portia, wasn't exclusive as you thought it was or what you said it was, because Candy was quick to be like, well, I saw you at so-and-so's birthday party or at my birthday party or at a birthday party at some birthday party with somebody else, and he was all on your butt and rubbing on your butt and y'all was kissing and carrying on. And she had just said that they were exclusive and monogamous with one another because, of course, you don't want to seem like you a fool. Then they started talking about the tattoo, but Portia cleaned it up real quick. She was like, listen, I'm not finna introduce you or tell you that I'm dating somebody and be like, oh, we've been dating for 6 months. That's what I would say. I wouldn't say, but before that, we was both dating and messing around, and we both, you know, was seeing other people, but we didn't get serious and exclusive until a month or two later. You aren't gonna do all that. You don't. You do say we've been exclusive for 6 months. Unless it's your girls and your girls know you was starting and popping and dating him and him and him and him and maybe her too. And then that's when you would bring it up. But listen, she said it don't even matter. Yeah, girl, it can't matter now. You got a baby in your belly. So they arrived finally in Destin, Florida. And Nene has a system, like I said, about the rooms. So she tells all the ladies to walk around, look at all the rooms, check out the entire places, 3 floors. And then meet me back here in this sitting area or wherever the hell they were, and she has another jar. She said the numbers that you chose, you get to pick out of this jar according to your number. So each girl picks out a name, right, out of the thing according to your number. Eva was first, etc., etc., etc. And each person has someone else's name in their hand, and they have to choose a room for that person. So here we are. I pick E. Michelle. E. Michelle, you get the room up to the left, to the right. Dr. D, you get the room, etc., and so forth. Okay. Nevertheless, Marlo looked like she was a little upset because she didn't like the system. Candy felt like she was going to get the bunk bed. But I'm going to tell you the truth. The person that got the bunk bed rooms deserved the bunk bed rooms. That was Tanya. She was the newest girl in the group outside of Shamari. So Tanya is a friend of the Housewives. But Marlo also is a friend of the Housewives, but she's been there a little longer. So fortunately, Marlo had Tanya's name, and I knew if Marlo had Tanya's name, she was going to send her to the bunk bed, and I thought that that was appropriate. I want to be like, Marlo, be glad that you are not in the bunk beds, that your name was not chosen last. You understand? Yeah, your room isn't as fabulous as you want it to be, but you did not have to say it is boring like Eva. Like, what is her beef with Eva? And it's always around the room. Around a room situation is when we find out that she had some kind of beef with Eva. When they were in Florida before, it was around the room situation. Because Portia had assigned Eva a better room than she had assigned Marlo. So, I mean, I don't know. If you guys know what their beef is, let me know. But I'm hoping that they let us know in one of these upcoming episodes on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Well, once all the room situation is taken care of, it is now time to eat. The fine ass chef, honey, he is fine. None of them ladies single, but I am single, and I was coveting that man. Thou shalt not covet. But baby, I was like, I can't wait until I have the ability to get a chef to cook for me and my friends. You hear me? Me and my friends. Like, I love a man that can cook. I love a man that will cook for me. Like, to me, that is the sexiest thing. So, future boyfriend, fiance, husband, committed relationship, if you can cook, honey, you winning already. I love a good meal. You don't get all this fineness without being able to eat delicious food. I digress. Well, as we're sitting at the bachelorette table, as we're sitting at the table, Miss Cynthia says, how was your bachelorette party? Because, of course, she's scrolling through Instagram and she sees Eva's party and knows that Nene wasn't invited. And what does Eva say? Oh, it was fun. It was great. It was a surprise. Eva always seems to get herself all intertwined, mixed up, story be messed up because it's a surprise, but it's not. You knew about it because Portia was invited. Like, you invited Portia directly, but didn't invite Nene, so that becomes a big mess. But honestly, I do agree, number one, that because Nene is in the wedding, the invitation should have been extended to her if she would like to go to the bachelorette party, as well as the other women, considering the timing and the filming. But that goes to show you who she's friends with and who she's not. Also, I feel like the reason she invited Portia is because Portia is more her age, in her age bracket, more her stilo. They kind of rock the same way. You know, they have the same kind of vibe. They get along really well. They're in the same age group. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why she was invited and not the other ladies. But she should have had at least a side bachelorette party or something and had invited her friends. But I'm sure they'll get invited to the bridal shower. Bachelorette party, bridal shower, two different things. The second thing I noticed is that Cynthia and Marlo always want to come for somebody that wants to be friends with Nene. They always find issue that she said she's like a big sis to me. Oh, well, if she was, you would have invited her, etc., etc. But I like how Eva did defend herself and say, just because I don't talk to her every day like the two of you do, does not mean I don't respect her or hold her in a high esteem or in high regards, that I don't, you know, respect her and value her as a friend, like, and her advice. That doesn't mean anything. But I definitely agree she should have extended the invitation because the girl is going to be giving a toast or whatever at her wedding. And number two, I need Eva to get her whole life together and stop getting wrapped up, because she always intertwined in lies. Because here we go, right next. Portia says, is the table clear? And Shamari's like, no. She feels like this is the time for her to bring up her issue with Portia. Y'all know I don't like this group discussions like this because they always things get riled up. And Shamari pretty much says, you shaded me. You didn't speak to me. I don't, Darius, she was like, well, I didn't introduce you. And said why she didn't introduce her, because she said, you said, see, he said, she said, you said, we said, whatever, that I shaded you in your fashion. And I didn't. That's not what I did. What I said was, bitch, you stole my look. I understood it. They replayed it to show the receipts, and it wasn't done in a shady way. But what Eva said was, it was all a misunderstanding. Communication was not clear. Communication was not clear, and this was the opportunity to clear the air. And there goes Eva when they said, well, Eva's the one that threw the shade. Eva's the one that said, Eva was like, I was not. Receipts shown. Yes, Eva did low-key shade her. But listen, I just feel like a lot of this stuff is unnecessary. Like, who cares? Like, if you feel like you have an issue, come directly to me. Hey, girl, hey, was you trying to shade me? Are you shading me? Because if I am, I will tell you, just like Marlo did. Like Marlo gave her a compliment first, which is what you should do. You are a beautiful girl. Gorgeous. Can't nobody take that away from you, but your fashion could use a little assistance. That's the way you do it. If I'm going to say something about you, first I'm going to compliment you, and then I'm going to tell you that we can upgrade you. We can make you look a little better. We can, bring you into the 21st century. Hello, somebody. Y'all know Shamari be looking a hot-ass mess with her clothes, even in the confessionals. The best she looked was when she had that black wig on, that black straight. I don't know if it was blunt cut or not, but that was the best she looked. Anyway. Let me know what you thought about this episode down below in the comments. Let's have a dialogue. We family for real. Before we get out of here, if you haven't done so already, click the red subscribe button to become a ray of sunshine and the notification bell because you don't want to miss a video that I have coming up. Forward. You should be looking forward to it. What the fuck? Anyway. Thank you so much for watching my review of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season number 11, episode 7, Sisterhood of the Traveling Peach. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll see you on the next video.